welcome back to Kamal Consulting. So today I have a very special video for you. In this video, we are going to talk about dress to impress. Yes, this is in regards to interviewing. As somebody who has spent time in a human resources department, who throughout my last 10 years having to hire for positions, go through thousands of resumes, doing interviews, there are just some things that I've learned along the way that works when it comes to making sure that you do what it takes to land that job, especially when you're invited to an interview. Now, for some of you, this may seem pretty basic, right? But there are many people who are just out of the loop, are not aware, not knowledgeable about some of the things that they need to keep in mind as it relates to preparing yourself for an interview. Today, we're just focused on how to dress appropriately or properly for a job interview. All right, everyone. So as you can see, I have some models both to my left and my right that kind of demonstrate the type of attire that should be worn at job interviews. Now, what you see just above me are just a list of things to keep in mind as it relates to dressing appropriately. Like I said, so many people show up to job interviews, whether it's an entry-level job to even sometimes a professional job, where folks just don't prepare themselves in terms of how they carry themselves, how they dress themselves when they are, showing up in an interview. And it's important to understand the mindset of the recruitment, team, or even the hiring manager, those who are going to be at the panel for your interview. Like, know that people will judge you based on what you look like before a word comes out of your mouth. And even if something comes out of your mouth that may sound great, the way you dress does not connect. And because of that, that may give people the strong feeling that maybe you're not the right fit for their, for their company. So what I have here is this, simply put it, right? Dress professionally and conservatively in clean, well-fitting clothes, all right? Avoid flashy accessories or anything too casual, especially for my ladies out there. And it's better to be overdressed than underdressed. When I say overdressed, I'm not talking about formal, gowns and tuxedos. No. We're just talking about job interviews. Oftentimes, especially for women, it's suggested that you wear a jacket. You can choose to wear a dress. Just make sure it doesn't go too high above your knees. Obviously, you should wear slacks if you choose to wear pants, a nice dress shirt underneath, and some nice shoes. They don't have to be high heels, but they can be business casual shoes. And for men, it is always my suggestion that you wear a suit. Yes, a full-on suit, from the jacket to the collared shirt to the tie to the slacks to the shoes. And I say that because you are gonna walk in that interview basically saying, I am ready for business. Nothing can beat a guy that is well dressed in a suit. Okay, and some of you may say, well, the type of job that I'm going for, we're not going to be expected to wear suits and be dressy. I get it, but the point of the job interview is to get through the door. It's to get that job offer. And you need to understand that this is a competition. There are so many other individuals out there that are going for your job. You may be one of 100 people that applied for this job, and you're probably one of 5 that got the job interview. And everyone generally tries their best to put their best foot forward. And I understand how you answer those questions and get through that interview is going to be critical. I think that's the other major part of it. But why don't you set yourself up for success by doing something as simple as just dressing your best to show that you are ready for the job? Now, if you are in a creative field, perhaps you are going into the entertainment industry, you're trying to become an actress or an actor, maybe you're going in for graphic designing or something that, allows you to be more, more customized in the way that you dress. Maybe you can wear a bright pink, pants, and maybe you can wear a leopard shirt. I don't know, a leopard print shirt. Listen, Every industry is certainly unique and different, and I think that you need to abide by whatever the expectations are there. That's your job to do the research. But I don't think it ever hurts anybody just to take it safe and dress just as you see here, right? And then also just remember, like, when you are dressing up as you see here, notice the color palette, right? You don't see anything crazy and bizarre. Just like I said, with the leopard print and purple pants and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe for the creative field that might be allowable, but generally speaking, for any general job, whether you're in IT, whether you're just trying to be a front office assistant, maybe you're trying to get, a job, doing something basic and simple. Maybe you just want to go work at McDonald's. Maybe you want to go work at I don't know, something that's not, too professional per se. Again, the interviewing is so important for you to show up to the interview as though you're ready for business. And the color palette that you see, they're not too out there, because obviously if you show up in something that takes too much attention, then it can actually work against you. People will probably judge you even off the color choices that you make. Yes, I know, as bizarre as that sounds, but nonetheless, that's the science behind colors as well. There's a reason why corporations use certain colors in their marketing and advertising, because there is a message that the colors help send. Now, in an interview, you want to appear in a way that allows someone to look at you as objectively as possible. So when you choose a color palette, like you see here, whether it's black, navy blue, gray, white, baby blue, a blue color, things like that, something that's kind of neutral, that's a bit tamed. It could be brown, it could be tan, things of that sort, cream, white. Those types of colors don't really draw negative attention or can lead someone to believe something about you that may not be true, right? By the end of the day, people have their own biases, and we do our best as candidates for jobs to eliminate those biases. So don't wear a hot pink, dress. Don't, do anything that's pretty bizarre. I think everyone's pretty good with understanding these concepts that I'm sharing. But I think it's just safe to say, if you see what you see here and you dress like this, you're safe. All right, moving on. So it's also important that if you have an online interview, please do not, cheat yourself. People think, well, because I have an online job interview, I guess I can dress how I want, right? And I get it. You probably don't have to wear the same exact things as someone who goes in person. Maybe you can get away with wearing pajama pants and just making sure you have the right shirt. But by the end of the day, what they do see in the frame of that, screen that they're using, right? Whether they're going to be on Zoom, whether your employer is going to be on Microsoft Teams or whatever they see in that frame is going to be important. So make sure that when you're dressed, you're again dressed to impress. A collared shirt. Maybe you can have a sweater over it, just as you see this gentleman doing right here. Like I say, it's always great to bring a jacket. Wear a professional jacket. It doesn't hurt to just level up the look even a bit. And then making sure the space around you. So now at this point, you're welcoming them into your space, right? Because they're going to see the background behind you. And if you're going to, be in your room, in an office room somewhere, just make sure the area that's going to be shown in the interview, that it looks clean and well kept. It looks organized. Because again, those are just other distractions or other things that can communicate something about you that's not true. So put your best foot forward. Now, if you want to avoid having to deal with organizing your room and making sure it looks nice, simply put, just get in front of a blank white wall. Don't worry about having photos or anything make sure you do not have any types of photos and images on the wall that you're in front of. And I say that only because, again, it's just to be safe. You clearly don't want anything that could be offensive, anything that's inappropriate, anything that can draw the interviewer's attention away from you. You want them to see you, right? And they're gonna see the way you're dressed. They're gonna see the confidence that you're exuding. You don't want to take away from that. So I tell people, just be safe and get a white wall or a blank wall. Get in front of a blank wall, call it a night, eliminate the risks. So there you have it. This was my quick spiel and advice on what you need to do to make sure you're prepared for a job interview. Again, so many people miss an opportunity for the job of their dream simply because they didn't dress well. You could have said all the right things, but because you didn't come prepared, you didn't communicate properly what your intentions were to the interviewer. Again, how you dress can say so much about you. And if you're confident, if you're professional, if you're someone who wants to get the job done, if you're someone who wants to be part of the team, if you're not here to waste anyone's time, dress like it. Otherwise, by not doing so, you're gonna communicate, the opposite of everything that I just said. So again, thank you again for joining us on this video. Come On Consulting, we are here for you. I'm gonna be putting out more and more content that's gonna help you land that job.